In this unit, Key Process Indicators, we will see an introduction to the concept of Key Process Indicator, KPI, Objectives and Key Results, OKR, and the difference between both. We will also see Performance Management Systems, PMS, and recommendations for a potential process indicator system. We could define key performance indicator as financial or non-financial metrics used to quantify objectives that reflect an organization's performance and are usually reflected in its strategic plan. They are used in business intelligence to prescribe a future course of action. Marketing and website analytics are fields where KPIs are a day-to-day reality and are able to clearly describe site performance. Therefore, they should be closely related to business objectives. KPIs should be measurable. Adding quantitative value makes it easier to provide context and compare performance for whatever we are measuring. Creating qualitative KPIs is possible, but not advisable because this structure can lead to confusion and subjective interpretations of data. In a parallel line with KPIs, we have OKR too. Objectives and Key Results is a work management methodology that aims to facilitate the objectives set by a company by quantitatively and qualitatively measuring the progress of teams. When we talk about objectives and key results, we are talking about a tool that can mark the destiny of an organization by applying a method that makes it possible to organize the day-to-day running of the company, defining work groups, and monitoring the progress of employees. This methodology began to be applied by the technology giant Google in 1999, when the company had just 40 employees. OKR is a popular management method for achieving strategic goals more efficiently than conventional tools, namely a planning methodology that allows to establish objectives in an open and collaborative way. While a KPI is a key performance indicator designed to measure the success and progress of an ongoing activity that is already being executed, an OKR aims to set targets to go one step further, reaching new realities instead of settling for the current situation of a company. Performance management is a continuous process of improving performance by setting individual and team goals which are aligned to the strategic goals of the organization, planning performance to achieve the goals, reviewing and assessing progress, and developing the knowledge, skills, and abilities of people. A project management system, PMS, is a key tool for the so-called business intelligence, a set of strategies focused on the management and creation of knowledge about the environment, through the analysis of existing data in an organization or company in direct relation to big data. It is also fundamental for making general and strategic decisions in the most objective way possible and for setting the objectives of a company. A PMS is embedded into the project management workflow of the organization, as it takes all the data and records needed for its various assessments. In fact, a never-ending circle is performed in which the PMS is fed with data from multiple processes, and the ultimate analysis of these data allows to make changes to the various processes and so on. The PMS is on top of the workflow system for the acquisition of this data. Next, we will see the steps for an appropriate PM in order to go through performance assessment from a theoretical point of view, with the different positions about its operation and efficiency. Best practices state that feedback needs to be provided on a continued basis in a timely manner and based on progress achieved. Once-a-year approach to feedback has been widely criticized in the literature, as this is understood as an ongoing process. Also, the benefits of spontaneous feedback are highlighted, since it may boost employee motivation and also help to alleviate the tension of rigid and planned assessment sessions. Once we have seen all these factors, we can check how they work in the performance management cycle, which is a non-stop cyclical scenario of the whole process. Objectives make it possible to assess results and measure the effectiveness of the company, teams, or individuals while allowing efforts to be focused on the same direction, and they have their own characteristics which can be interpreted as the SMART model. Alongside the obvious financial impact of the PMS, the other corporate element hugely affected by the PMS is employee motivation. The link between performance assessment and motivation is clear. The way in which the performance assessment is handled will have a direct impact on the motivation or demotivation of employees. If the assessment process is managed appropriately, one of the most obvious outcomes is increased employee motivation, which in turn is likely to lead to higher levels of productivity and vice versa. Productivity bears particular relevance, as the PMS is primarily a tool for monitoring employee and corporate productivity. Improved productivity may be gained by implementing a combination of training schemes, goal-setting processes, and other intervention programs, as when two or more programs are applied at the same time, their combined effect is not greater than the sum of their separate effects, but their combined effect is greater than the impact of individual programs. The possibilities for turning a system of process indicators for integration into an organization's PMS are countless, as numerous as there are organizations. Even freelance translators can and should keep their own systems of process indicators, as we should not forget that they operate as a one-man business in many ways, and so they need such data to provide a basis for their performance and viability. Therefore, these systems have to be customized according to the size of the organization, its turnover, its workforce, its objectives, and as many other aspects and factors as we think suitable. Although organizations have a common core in the operation of their workflow, not all of them focus on the same details, and that is where the competitive advantage or added value among them comes from. In this section, we will provide some tentative, non-exhaustive examples of indicators for a potential scheme of procedures containing their corresponding processes. I hope you enjoyed this unit. You can complete this introduction with the materials available in the platform. See you in the next video.